What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chad Arms, a.k.a. Chatty Bobby.
Man, it's just so hard to come in after that. But my name is Tony, a.k.a. Friday the 14th.
And
I'm Hot Mike Chance. Please say the Hot Mike.
don't forget the fucking hot mic.
Man, coming in strong.
Dude, we're back.
Chance
man.
never disappoints.
Never. Episode 17, guys. We were sitting here setting up earlier, and we're sitting there thinking about, I was looking at notes on my phone from some of the past episodes, and I was like, this was from April. This was 4 months ago, 3 months ago. And it's just crazy. We're already this is 17 episodes in.
Yeah, it's crazy. Good times. We had a lot of fun with this.
We have, man. It's been a blast.
And we got big things coming up in the future for future episodes, too.
Yeah, man. We're going to bring a couple of guests on, man. We've been wanting to do that for a minute. It's just working a time out and just making it make sense, for the time and everything. We'll just stay tuned. We got a few guests coming through. Some homies are going to come through and talk wrestling or talk movies or whatever.
Yeah, good times. But we have made the decision we are going to talk more wrestling than every other 5 episodes now.
Yeah, for sure. I think it'll probably be closer to like a balance. I would think, just because we're both so equally, like, as far as nostalgic wrestling and movies. Like,
they go hand in hand with
they
us.
really do with all three of us, and then even with like some of our buddies, it's either one or the other. Some of them are like
both,
us, and
in both worlds, especially with the retro wrestling.
Yeah, for sure. Like the nostalgic wrestling is where it's at. But,
I still have yet to catch up with anything new. I know Chance still here and there catches up with the new stuff. I know.
There was a big match with AEW at Forbidden Door between Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay.
I've heard that it's like 6-star match is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Is what Dave Meltzer has come out with saying. But how many 6-star matches has there ever been?
I don't know.
I thought there was only a 5-star
rating.
rating.
I thought his ratings only went to 5-star, but evidently this match was just, which they're both of those guys are known for high spots.
Yep.
So I'm assuming there was a ton of high spots in that match.
Yeah, not a lot of selling though.
Which with the newer with the newer generation of wrestlers, you don't get to sell the sellers anymore. Which I watched a thing the other day on YouTube, but I think it came on the WWE network. It was the anniversary of the Hell in a Cell between Mick Foley or Mankind and The Undertaker, where both of them sat down together and rewatched the match. And I only got
that's
about
25 years ago. That's King of the Ring 98. Yeah,
that's crazy to think that was that long ago, and that Mick Foley is still able to walk after that match.
Not well, but he still is. That would be dope to, like, honestly, guys, there's so many directions we could take the pod. Like, we could almost do episodes strictly on certain pay-per-views. Like, you could almost do a episode on King of the Ring 98.
Yeah, easily.
Or like a certain pay-per-view.
Because that wasn't even the main event of that pay-per-view, right?
I don't think. No, it was the King of the Ring. I'm assuming tournament or something.
Yeah, I can't recall what the main.
That's
event
all
was.
that everybody remembers is that match.
Oh yeah, and then which held the first 5 minutes of that match. You thought it was over with and everything, but no, there was more to come. It's insane to watch them two talk about what they were thinking going into that scenario.
Yeah.
The main event was a First Blood match with Kane and Stone Cold. So I remember Stone Cold talking about having to follow that.
Yeah, how do you follow? Yeah, and that's not even the main event, and then you got to follow something like that. That's wild. But yeah, we're definitely going to be mixing in some more wrestling stuff because it's what we love. It's hell, and from the feedback, everybody likes what we talk about anyway. So
yeah, people. I mean, because you got to think too. This channel is just as equally wrestling as it is movies.
Yeah.
So like that goes hand in hand anyway. I think because a lot of the movies that we talk about are nostalgic movies or older movies, and stuff like that. So I think that we can't really go wrong with that, especially us doing just kind of what we want to do with them.
And the best feedback getting is people saying like, man, I haven't thought about that movie in forever, and I went back and watched it and stuff just from listening to the podcast. That's one of the main reasons of doing this, and it's a shit ton of fun just to sit here and blabber about shit we love.
Yeah, for sure. And the good thing about it is with the wrestling thing is like if somebody, all you have to do to watch any of the stuff that we talk about is get Peacock.
Yeah. Yeah,
because for $5 a month, like it has the WWE Network on it now, and they have all of the stuff on it.
Yep.
So like, if it's something that we're going to talk about, that wouldn't be nothing for people that could, go research it or watch it or stuff like that. So
and it's just so much fun just to go back and watch that because it brings you back to your childhood, and like these movies do, like a lot of these movies that we talk about, it just brings you back to your childhood and takes you out of the reality of the world nowadays.
Oh, because
the world's a crazy place right now, and just watching maybe like 20 minutes of a 1992 pay-per-view takes you back to when you were, as a kid, just sitting there watching it and just watching your real-life superheroes.
Dude, there is nothing, and what you said is spot on, because there's been so many times in my adult life where I was just going through something or having some, just kind of going through annoying times in my past and stuff. And ever since WWE came out with the network in 2014, the fact that I could go on there and throw on an old pay-per-view from 1990 or something.
Exactly.
It literally does that. Like, because that's what I grew up watching at my grandparents' house. Movies too.
Yeah.
But like something about nostalgic wrestling, and it hits on so many levels with so many people our age.
Yes, exactly.
It's like the demographic that we are. It's like we were part of the best.
The golden ages.
The golden age. We were part of the best generation. The best eras, really, in entertainment, not just wrestling,
not just
like
wrestling,
movies,
but entertainment
music.
as a whole.
Yeah, like that's one thing we can.
TV shows,
everything, bro.
It was a simpler time. Playing outside, playing wiffle ball with your buddies outside till
shout out to wiffle ball.
Till your mom's yelling at you to come inside and eat dinner, and you're, come on, 10 more minutes, get your ass inside before I whip you with the belt.
Hell yeah, shout out to Jeff Foxworth. Get on here.
But yeah, I mean, it just like you said, the world's a crazy place nowadays, and if you can find something that just takes you out of it just for a little bit and just put you at ease of mind and just, I don't know, it's good times.
Yeah, and it's just so crazy to think about, bro. Like, for example, I literally 3 or 4 days ago, before I crashed and went to sleep, I threw on, what did I throw on? SummerSlam 91 or something.
Oh, man.
The one with when Macho Man gets married to Elizabeth or whatever. And I just the other day I was watching something, and it was just like crazy to think that show was 34 years ago, 32 years ago, whatever it was.
Well, a common one that I always go back to is Starrcade 94 on there, because I was actually at that pay-per-view and going back and at the Municipal Auditorium, Aaron Tippin singing the national anthem.
I remember.
Dude, it was... But
shout out Aaron Tippin, dude.
Wearing a Tampa Bay Lightning hockey jersey. He was singing the national anthem and everything. But, man, I remember seeing Hulk Hogan out when we were walking up to the arena and everything, and he was getting out of his car and going into the arena and seeing Hulk Hogan as a kid. Because I was 10 years old. Yeah. Hulk Hogan was a god at that time as a kid. Even it was WCW, but still,
it didn't matter.
It didn't matter. It was Hulk
4 years
Hogan.
Previously, I was worried that he was dying from the earthquake sitting on him, and I wrote him a letter.
First thing walking into Municipal Auditorium is go to the merch stand, and you have to get the tearaway Hulk Hogan shirt. You wanted to tear it so bad, but you couldn't because the shirt back then was probably $25.
Yeah,
but
it's $25 in '94 was like $700.
Yeah, but still wearing that shirt, watching Hulk Hogan. It wasn't Real American, but I forget what his theme was in WCW. But it didn't matter. Watching him walk down to the ring and just because back then you really didn't see Hogan other than in pay-per-views, because that was before Nitro. That was before you didn't maybe a house show here and there.
Yeah, I mean, because that was after he left WWE in '93, and he was doing the Thunder in Paradise stuff, and then they made him an offer he couldn't refuse down there. Macho Man was already over there, so it was
that's one that it's like whenever I want to throw back in time, and it's so, like you said, so easily accessible with Peacock Network and having the WWE. I just wish somehow WWE would get the catalog to TNA. Because you've talked about that multiple times, and I missed out on that early run of TNA.
TNA 2005, bro. I'm telling you, if there's a way y'all can find a way to watch that. I don't know if it's online. It probably isn't. But, like, that pay-per-view, like, year, I'm telling you, it's one of the best years.
Yeah, you've talked to ever since I've known you, and we've talked to wrestling. You've always, and like I said, there's no way of accessing that online, I believe, other than maybe finding it on YouTube or something like that. But
I think they have Impact Plus app.
Oh, do they?
Mm-hmm.
And do they have all the old catalog stuff on there and everything?
Oh, it's over with if they do.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
well, I'm subscribing to Impact Plus, guys. Go subscribe.
Boom, we'll talk. And one thing too that I've caught up on here recently is Dark Side of the Ring, which I would love for us to maybe do reviews of seasons of Dark Side of the Ring.
We could do that.
We can do it by season.
I've watched all the episodes multiple times.
This new season has been incredible.
It's been great.
So far.
Yeah, we just when this is being filmed, we just finished watching the new episode, which there'll already be a new one out when this comes out next week.
Yeah,
but Junkyard Dog.
Oh my gosh, dude.
It's the best. I don't know because they've all been good.
That Candido episode is
Candido
amazing.
and Tammy Six was good.
The Grams story. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I like the Doink one.
The Doink one was super, super good. Which Hexall is making Jim Duggan's prominent on this season.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you what, Jericho as the narrator of the series
perfect. Yeah.
is top notch.
I love that they get Cornette on almost every one of them. Yeah, he's so tied in with everybody.
Dude, he is an encyclopedia of wrestling knowledge.
Yeah.
Is there anybody that knows more about wrestling
Probably
than
not.
Jim Cornette?
Probably not. Bill Apter, maybe. The guy that they always talk to that did all the magazines and the pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anybody out there that knows more about wrestling than Jim Cornette.
Yeah. But I would love to make, because this is what, the fourth season of Dark Side of the Ring?
Season 4, yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to do like an episode on each season of it because I think there's maybe 10 episodes in each season.
Yeah, there is.
So, yeah, I would love to delve into that.
So now that we've gotten the banter out of the way, let's get to this episode.
Rolled on. How long do we go on a banter rant there for, Chance?
About 11 minutes.
Look. I'm telling you, we needed that 11 minutes to fill this episode up because we're going to talk about the Final Destination franchise.
Yeah, man.
Okay?
I was coming into this episode. I've watched the first two of this franchise. Mm-hmm. And then I watched the remaining three. Yep. I had a lot of hype going into these. I revisited all of them because I couldn't remember anything about them because the first one came out, 2000?
Yep.
Had a lot of high hopes going into this episode, this franchise, and quickly got shot down because this franchise fucking sucks.
Yeah,
I'm going to put it frankly.
It's pretty rough, bro.
I mean, the only way you're watching this franchise is to watch people get mutilated.
Yeah, so like my advice, if you haven't watched any of the Final Destination movies, just go and type in kill count and watch the kill counts.
Yeah, James J. and Janice.
Yeah,
one of my favorite.
One of the best channels on YouTube.
Dead Meat. One of the best channels on YouTube, especially as a horror fan.
To save you because they're about an hour and a half per, so you're looking at about 6, 8 hours worth of movie. Yeah. You don't really need to do that, just to be honest. I loved the movies back in the day, the first three back in the day, right? But when these came out, you got to think 2000. We were still in high school.
Yeah, we were 16 years old.
So like back then,
we had other motivations to go to see this in the theater.
Well, that and not only that, but like back then, 2000, like there wasn't any movies that were doing what these movies did.
No.
With the creative way that they killed the ideas.
We're pre-Saw.
Yeah, this is way before Saw or Hostel or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll just go right into it. So Final Destination, the first one, was year 2000. And I did not know this till Mr. Tony here showed me the notes for it. James Wong did this one.
Yeah, and I believe he wrote it as well.
And you know what? I just realized I'm a fucking...
you were thinking James Wan.
I'm thinking James Wan.
Yeah, from Insidious and all that.
So never mind. I'm not impressed that James Wan directed this because that's not James Wan.
You're so hyped
and
before
I almost called myself the R word, but I didn't. So James Wong, whoever the fuck that is, directed them.
And wrote it, I believe.
And he wrote it. So, You had
Devon Sawa.
You had Devon Sawa. You had Ali Larder. You had Sean William Scott. You had
I forget what his name
dude
is.
from that played the gay guy in Dawson's Creek.
Yeah,
Jack.
okay,
It was I forgot what his name was.
For this time, this was definitely the best cast out of.
Oh yeah, they went.
Devon Sawa was huge at this time because Idle Hands was around this time as well.
Was Varsity Blues before this?
Yeah, Varsity Blues I think was 98, I think. But you got to think 2000. We're right there in that Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legends, Faculty, Soul Survivors, all those.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at him.
They're all in that 98, 99, 2000. And then you had Final Destination. Now, all these other movies were dope horror movies, like the Screams and stuff, but they wasn't doing the type of horror movies that these were.
Yeah.
So I thought it was cutting edge at the time. Like going back and watching it.
Well, one thing about this franchise, it puts it your worst nightmare, like travel situations. This franchise is like your worst nightmare in any kind of travel
100%.
situation.
Yeah.
Like this one, the premonition is they're high school graduates fixing to go over to Paris.
Yep.
And then they get on the flight, and Devon Sawa has the premonition where the plane explodes, and his kill on the plane is fucking brutal when he's getting
rough.
burned alive, pretty much burned alive in the seat. People are getting sucked out of the wings, all that.
Well,
are we still going?
yeah.
Okay,
well, cool.
We just lost.
Hell yeah, that was a premonition. Oh my God.
Whoa.
If that's any indication as to what this episode's
I
going to
wonder
do.
what my face looked like right there.
We're leaving that in. Leave it in.
Leave it in, bud. But, they all get off the plane. Everybody's mad because, what's his name from Dawson's Creek? He's the prick of the movie. And that's what I've noticed of all this whole – you had to have – there's one prick
it's the
every
same
movie
for 5 movies. It's the same movie.
Yeah.
For 5
the
characters, it's all the same.
You don't get any character development. Maybe this one you get –
This is the only one you do. And,
Yeah.
and you don't – and as much as I think I'm a fan of Devon Sawa and even Ali Larder.
Devon Sawa didn't even really do that much.
No, and you don't care. Like, so going back and watching it now, back then I thought Final Destination was incredible back in the day.
Yeah.
Going back and watching
ahead of its time with like some of the kills and stuff.
Yeah, it just doesn't hold. It just doesn't hold up. There are dope kills in this one. I'd say
this is probably the most simple kills out of the whole franchise.
Yeah, because this is the first time, and you got to think this is not when they were just dipping their toe in the water as far as these kind of kills. You got to think too, like. But these other movies that are going on, like just compare it to like Scream or Know What You Did Last Summer, which is around the same time. The kills in those movies were like nothing like the kills in these.
No.
You know,
you get the one dude gets in the shower. He gets hung by the shower cord and all that kind of stuff. The teacher she's in her house and gets stabbed with a knife. That's one thing. The death is just a fart in the wind, pretty much.
Somebody just pat.
Well, there we go. And the thunder rolls.
And the lightning
strikes.
We have to power through this episode.
Chance, where's your hot mic? Where's the vocals on that one? You're not a Garth Brooks fan?
I got nothing.
No, you weren't a country music fan, were you?
Not much of one.
Oh, okay.
So
that was freaky.
Yeah, these kills. I mean, these kills were cool. I think the Sean William Scott kill in the first one, when they're on the train tracks,
he gets like half of his head cut off. Or whatever.
Yeah, that one was pretty crazy. I still enjoy the first one. It's my favorite of the franchise.
The ending's decent enough where you think Devon Sawa was going to get smashed by the bus.
Yeah,
and then that's another kill. I'll give that one in the first one. You did not expect the blonde haired chick to get hit by that bus.
Yeah,
that was kind of
that was kind of like the first big surprise.
Yeah,
it was, and then they took that and they rolled with that whole franchise.
Yeah, you're gonna have one spread that just happens out of nowhere.
Yeah, so like Final Destination 1, I do still enjoy that one pretty well. Like I still think it's dope. It's my favorite of the 3, but still. Even if you put it up against these other movies in that time frame, they're all going to be kind of like that because it's just the time frame.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean? And then we got 3 years later, they do Final Destination 2.
Yep, directed by David R. Ellis.
Shout out to David. Well, not shout out David R. Ellis.
Who the hell is David R. Ellis?
This is the infamous logs on the freeway.
Now, I'll give this movie credit. From this movie, whenever you're on the interstate or on the freeway and you immediately think of this movie. This movie had that kind of impact to where
100%.
Yeah. I'll give it that it had that kind of impact where it's like you see a logging truck, it's like, no, fuck this.
I'm getting over.
Not today, Satan. We're around you.
20 years later, this movie came out 20 years ago. And for 20 years since I saw this movie, every time I'm on the interstate and see that, I say out loud Final Destination.
Oh, yeah. You can't help it.
Yeah.
And that scene, and that's what I'll give the first one to, and this one is the practical effects in it. It was all practical.
Yeah.
Except for the logs coming off the truck in this one, and the log going through the police car. That which is absolutely insanely brutal for that poor little police officer dude and then the aftermath of that when the dude on the motorcycle gets pinned in by the truck and people get burned alive, explosions everywhere, just insane.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Final Destination episode happening right now during this. But clearly the standout scene is the scene in the opening of the movie.
Yeah.
With all those different scenarios that happen.
And of course, we have the main chick. I didn't even take the time to look up what the people's names were in this movies. But the main chick has the premonition and everything, gets it stopped, and then we go on a roller coaster of events. You get the one cool kill with the kid that gets smashed, which it's bad to say. You're saying a kid gets smashed by the glass falling on top of him.
Oh, that was a dope kill though.
But he did not look like a teenager. He looked like he was.
And he was stupid, just running and doing like
chasing pigeons.
Yeah, chasing pigeons. That's what you get.
Then gets smacked. Which that was a practical effect in that kill as well. They set up a dummy and then exploded that one. And then his mom gets beheaded in the elevator later on.
Yeah,
which was pretty cool. Pretty cool. The second one probably has the best kills, I think.
Yeah, and what I'm going to do is because for some reason in the past when I've put pictures up of certain kills,
show these, are you?
I won't be able to show them. So what I'm going to do is I'll put the playlist in the description of the Dead Meat reviews.
Yeah.
So y'all can go and click them and watch them. I'll put the pictures up of each movie, but YouTube's got, for one, they demonetized this channel completely.
Yeah, for some reason.
But then two, they're weird about those kind of pictures. So I'll put that playlist on there for y'all to check those out. But overall for part 2, man, I thought it was okay. I thought the cop is a horrible actor.
He's an idiot.
He's an idiot too, but he can't act out of a brown paper sack.
None of the people can act in this franchise.
Then there's the guy. This is the one too that's got the guy the kid that wins the lottery, and then the next day, he's in his apartment. Yeah.
And then you have the chick that has the wreck with all the PVC pipes. She gets in
She's
the wreck.
The uppity bitch.
Yeah, the uppity bitch that complains to the firefighters that are cutting her out of the car with the jaws of life that they're being too loud. And then the airbag goes off and impales her head. That was pretty dope.
That was pretty dope. Yeah.
Which was another practical kill.
Yeah.
Which I'll give the first two, like I said before, you got to give them credit because they went full practical with the stuff.
No, for sure. No, I agree
especially
with that
whole freeway scene with the cars crashing. All that was practical.
I think this is the best opening out of all the movies.
Oh yeah, like I said, the most impact.
Yeah, okay.
There's one that's close.
Yeah, I know where Chance is going. I love this opening of part 2.
Yeah,
but I feel like after the opening is when it's just kind of the opening is amazing to this one.
Yeah.
I just feel like after that it kind of, I don't know. And then like I said, you're going to see a pattern with these movies to where it's
all about
literally
the
same. It's just the kills. The characters are all the same. They're just different people, but they all act the same. You have the people, you have the little basic white bitch girls that don't know what they're talking about, that don't listen to nothing. Then you have the dudes that are doubting everything.
Yeah, and then you have a douchebag.
You have a douchebag, and then you have the main girl that's or the main guy that's sees everything and nobody believes them, and it's the same movie.
Yeah, it's the same movie. You're just you're the later part of these movies. You're just going to watch, like I said, just people be mauled, which another. Allie Lauder, the chick from the first one, she gets killed in the second one.
Yeah, she commits herself to a psych ward because of everything
to try to keep herself from getting killed. That was a big boomer.
Yeah, this is a big boomer. It's maybe the shortest episode we recorded, guys.
Yikes! I ain't going nowhere. How it's raining out there right now.
I was just saying if the lights stay off or some shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, Final Destination 2. Like I said, I like it okay.
None of these movies are great.
No, and 3 years later, so 2000 you had part 1, 2003 was part 2, and then 3 years later in 2006 you get Final Destination 3.
Yep. Directed by James Wong again.
Yeah, not the Insidious Wan. Yeah. James Wong. Now this one this is what I was saying. Other than part 1, we'll get to our rankings at the end, but I dig this one, man. Now, granted, it's the same, like I was just saying, but I thought that the kills in this one were crazy.
Yeah. I'll give it that. Yeah, there's some crazy ass kills in this one. They tried to outdo themselves, and they did.
And I love the creepy, like the roller coaster opening. I thought that was crazy.
And you know who does the voice of the devil ride in that? That's Tony Todd doing the voice of that.
You know what? That makes sense though, because whenever I heard it, I was like, that sounds like that.
Yeah.
Because
you get Tony Todd is the coroner in the first two movies.
Of course, yeah, for sure. Shout out Tony Todd. But this one, is the one where you had the. Huh?
Is that what it is? A coroner that deals with dead people?
Yeah, coroner. Yeah, right. I don't know. Sure.
Yeah, I think.
Shout out to whatever that he is.
They come pick them up.
Yeah,
sounds good. Anyway,
he's the dissector.
Yeah,
bodies.
Autopsy dude.
Yeah. But yeah, this one had some pretty crazy ones in it, some far fetched ones. Because here's the thing about it. The first one I get, and then as part 2 starts, you're like, they're getting more and more far fetched. And then 3, it's really far-fetched.
Well, they tried to tie in the first one with this one, too. Because what's the dude from Halloween Resurrection that sits on the computer the whole time? He's in this one. He's the main white dude that, in Halloween Resurrection, the guy that watches the live stream the whole time.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the main guy that his girl died, and then the other girl's boyfriend died.
Yeah, and then you have Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I think, in this one, too, from the prequel Thing movie.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the kills in these they're just more and more far fetched. And what Final Destination does is they get lazy with the writing of the kills. So they're just like, well, it's predetermined, it's their destiny, so it can be as far fetched as we want it to be. They were meant to die that way. You know what I mean? That's how they get out of being lazy with. You know what I mean?
That, and they go overboard with the CGI blood in this one.
Yes, overboard for sure. But then like. The tanning bed kill was crazy.
That's crazy.
It's completely no way that would happen. And like, there's no way. Like the way that some of the stuff that happens in these movies in the franchise, it's like 10 different impossible things happen at one time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
but I get it. It's
like I said, death is a fart in the wind that just comes a knocking.
It's a fart in the wind, dude. Death is a fart in the wind, dude.
And it's a stinky one because it kills you every damn time.
It is, dude.
But yeah, that's probably the standout kill in this one. Other than that one where the dude gets rear-ended in the car and the engine block comes out of the car and hits the dude in the back of the head.
Yeah, the pervert guy that they and they didn't even know that was him in front of them.
Yeah,
but see that goes back to what I was saying, the far-fetched. So in this kill, we'll set this scene up like it's the main dude and the main chick. And out of nowhere, at the top of this hill, this dump truck just starts barreling down the hill with no driver in it.
Yeah,
and they're at a drive-through. It barrels all the way down the hill and finds its way to go right behind them in the drive-through perfectly.
Perfect landing.
That's what I meant when I was saying it got insane.
Far-fetched, yes.
The kills are cool, but like that would never in life happen.
Well, the same thing with the dude that's freaking pumping weights in the gym.
Yeah, and they got two just blades like above the weight
machine
with
he's
no casing.
And then everyone else in the gym's doing it too.
Yeah. And there's no glass case or anything with these deadly blades above them.
Freaking roid rage going on, and then he gets his head, and it's completely, his head getting smashed is completely covered in CGI blood. So it takes away from that. I mean, it's not a very, very creative. It's not a very genius kill, but I mean, you take away from it if you're just going to cover it up in CGI.
And then the nail gun kill was cool, but it's
that one that's probably stands out because oh my god,
it's dope. But like again, and they get like this starting with 3. So much fluid causes all of this shit. It's always water leaking.
Somebody slipping on something.
Or fucking in that kill that just happened with the nail gun. Like, all this stuff started happening, and then a tow motor forklift starts going on its own.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, y'all, at this point, it's like, okay, we're already invested. Let's just what it is, you know.
And then the girl, everybody, they think they make it out, and she has the premonition again at the end of the movie, and they're not able to escape this premonition.
I saw somewhere that they started filming this for 3D, but then they abandoned it.
That's probably why they use so much CGI blood then. That makes sense.
Yeah, and then you got to think. So moving to part 4, which is called The Final Destination, which it never is. Whenever you name something the final, it's never the final.
Spoiler alert.
2009, David R. Ellis directed this one. This is the one with the NASCAR race opening scene.
Same guy that directed 2.
Yeah, so he directed. So 1 and 3 was James Wong. 2 and 4 was David Ellis.
Yep.
And
the NASCAR scene is.
This is when it just gets more and more ridiculous. Like, and I got a feeling. Look, Chance. This is his time.
Are you serious?
Talk, Chance.
Are you? Come on, bring it to me.
Tell us your thoughts on 4.
Give me your thoughts on 4. Since
do you want me to go ahead and?
Yes,
I want you to go ahead and break it down, Chance.
Break us down.
I like this one because I thought that the effects and the kills were awesome. Mm-hmm. Similar to 2. I do think that 2 had better kills. Yeah. But this one kept my attention more. I think it moved a lot better, moved faster. There wasn't as many slow parts in it. I like the beginning with the racetrack.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
heavy on the CGI.
Yeah, but
I mean,
it kept my attention a whole lot more. They
pause. That's your cue right there, Chance.
Yep.
It was the thunder. Yep. Sorry, we had a technical difficulties where the power went completely out on us.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, if this is not a sign for this episode, holy shit.
And before Chance goes, let me tell you something. When I walked in here earlier, right?
It was 100 degrees.
Yeah, there's a pipe outside of this door of this office. It was just randomly spewing out like water. And then like this other pipe was like being all flimsy, and I'm sitting here walking into the office where we're filming Final Destination movie franchise.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm like, what does this mean? Do I need to think of this as a premonition? Now we're getting thunder and lightning and the power. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, my.
I got all this stuff above my head, too.
Yeah. This is crazy.
Y'all have glass above me.
Yeah, there's a glass door, but we got a freaking TV behind us. I mean bottles of liquor sitting in front of us. What could go wrong now?
Dude.
But anyways, Chance, back to Final Destination 4 for you.
I like this one, how they set up a lot of times where you think, okay, this could happen, but then it doesn't happen. Something else,
Yeah, especially with
they always show all the items.
Especially with the gymnast girl, where she's on the balance beam that whole time with the screw popping out of the.
That one was.
It made you think. It made you think that she was going to end up stepping on that nail or that screw or whatever, and then something was going to happen. But no, she doesn't end up doing it. It's her little buddy that steps on it, that kicks up the chalk, and then holy shit, does she get bent up like a pretzel?
Yep.
That's probably one of the more brutal, like realistically brutal, other than the kid getting smashed by the glass.
Yeah,
I mean, because it's just and the sound that it makes. It's just
yeah.
That one.
So I think too with 4, like you're saying, Chance, that's when they started doing 3D. That was in 3D. I saw that in the theater in 3D, and it was dope. Like when you're watching it in 3D, but like watching it now, it's like. I get it because it's just like watching Friday the 13th Part 3. Yeah. Same thing. You know what I mean? Like, you're not watching it in 3D, then you're going to notice the cheesiness of the 3D certain things.
Like I guess like the lawnmower, the rock out of the lawnmower.
I think that's why it's more action packed too, because
of the
3D. They want to keep doing the 3D effects.
And the dude the super douchebag who reminds me a lot of the dude from Friday the 13th remake.
Oh yeah,
Same type of dude.
Yes.
Same, and you know what's crazy?
Same
this
attitude.
came out a year after that movie.
Yeah,
came out.
probably the same character
Like
build.
we want a guy just like the douchebag, stupendous.
Yeah,
And that's what he said. Your tits are stupendous.
Your tits are stupendous.
You should be murdered just for that.
Yeah,
But his kill when he's in the pool
and gets sucked through, his innards get sucked through the drain.
Yeah, that one was pretty crazy.
Like I said, the lawnmower when it kicks up the rock and sends it through the chick's face.
And that scene, they set
There's
it up.
another trick.
They make it look like she's gonna get crushed by the fan, but then
it was setting it up to make you think one thing, and then here comes over, which. That's like worst fear, like lawnmower, when it comes to other than maybe getting a limb chopped off by the lawnmower itself, but maybe something shooting out of the lawnmower and happening what happened to that.
And
chick.
the tow truck scene in this too. That's in this correct. The guy that
with
gets
the racist
drugged,
dude that was going to burn the cross in front of the dude's yard.
His tow truck is Destiny Towing.
Yeah,
on the back of it.
Yeah, what's the song played there? Why can't we be friends?
Yeah,
he deserved everything. He should have got something more.
He was dropping the N bombs.
Yeah, he should have got something way more brutal than just getting pulled behind his truck.
Well, he got set on fire too.
Yeah,
and so there's that. So he was burning for eternity. But one thing about this movie, the security guard is horrible.
Oh,
he's a horrible actor,
and he gets killed twice.
Yeah, he is horrible.
Yeah,
bro.
He's bad.
But I do think the NASCAR scene was cool, the opening scene.
I do like the premonition of the theater explosion and everything.
that
That
one.
one's pretty cool with like the nails hitting people and the chick getting sucked up through the escalator. Dude, is that going to the mall? Is that not one of your biggest fears?
It's always my fear. I'm scared to death of getting on escalators, dude.
Yeah.
I'll get on them, but I'm scared to
Just
death. I'm very careful.
And they set that one up too. That's one they set up too earlier before the explosion and everything. Because didn't her shoelace or something get caught in it?
They set it up, and then she didn't.
And then nothing happened. And then after the explosion is when she gets sucked into the thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'll give 4. I do like the ending of 4. How you think everything's going to be good in the world. They survive through it, and then boom. But I like it, the X-ray vision of it and everything. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
So is 4 the one that ends with they're having the barbecue, or is that 3?
That's 2.
That's 2.
Yeah.
See, I watched them back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah,
and
2 is the barbecue. Yeah, 2 is the barbecue one because you had the dumbass cop sitting there, and then the arm lands on the picnic table.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, 4 had some cool parts to it. Now let's get to here we go.
Oh boy,
2 years later, they come out with this pile of dog shit. Final Destination 5, 2011.
Yep.
Directed by Stephen Quayle.
Not Quail Man, but Stephen Quayle.
And this one's just.
This one is CGI.
It's fucking awful, bro. You got David Kirchner in it from Anchorman. Whammy.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, why is he in it? Like, they're trying to be funny.
Aren't they working for a paper company or something in this one?
Something like that. Michael Scott, shout out.
Yeah.
But they Dunder Mifflin. But I didn't care for this opening scene. It's so CGI.
Oh,
bro.
it's so CGI.
It's like Sharknado CGI.
Yeah. Especially right from the get-go when the girl falls down on the boat or the pole, the flagpole of the boat. That is so. And then, but what's his name? Champ. His kill when he gets the asphalt poured on him.
Yeah.
And then everything. Then he gets even more brutally killed later on in the movie when he gets that big ass wrench put through his face.
For sure. Yeah, he gets whammied twice.
Yeah. No shit. No pun intended. Whammy.
So.
But yeah, that whole bridge scene is just.
So I think the gymnastics one is this one, not 4.
Is it?
You got it written down as here. Is on this one?
Okay, I was way off then.
Well, no, you said 4.
I know. I've had it in 4, but no, it is totally 5. Yeah, it's supposed to be in 5. The
so
gymnastics
that
kill.
part is dope.
Yeah.
The misleading that kill's dope.
Erase everything what I said about 4 in that part, but yeah, the gymnastics part's in 5.
Hell yeah, over the top, baby.
Hey, it's all the same movie.
It's all in
It's
the
all the same
exactly. It's just but yeah, she gets crushed in this one. Yeah, wow, I was way off on that.
And then you got this super nerdy dude that's in like those commercials. That's like the ladies' man.
Yeah.
The dude with the glasses, and then he's getting acupuncture done, and his keel's kind of...
Yeah. He gets his head smashed by the Buddha doll or the Buddha statue. And the best one, probably, other than the gymnastics skill that I had misplaced, is the LASIK surgery.
Mm-hmm. Terrifying.
Yeah, it makes you... Because I'd never seen 5 before, and yeah, I'm going to keep wearing glasses.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. No more contacts for me.
Yeah, I have no interest in having LASIK done. But what gets me is, though, another water instance where she slips on the water, falls out the window, and she lands, but her other eye pops out from how she lands on a car, and then it gets ran over.
Eye for an eye. Eye for an eye.
Yep.
Boom.
You know what I mean? So which one was it where the guy was somebody was getting the dentist was working on them, and then they get like a little chew toy like stuck in their mouth, and they're almost fixing to choke to death. Remember?
Is that the 5th one also?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
maybe you know what I'm talking about though.
Yeah,
like there was
the second one, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They all run together. There was that one. That was kind of creepy.
I will give 5 the biggest credit on everything is how it the ending of it, where it ties itself around to the beginning of the franchise, where where the main dude and the chick end up on the plane from the first movie.
I do like that part.
That's about the best part of the ending,
part in the
and
movie
the gymnastics skill.
That kill, but other than that, it's
shit.
To me, it's shit. I mean, it's the worst one to me.
This franchise was a huge disappointment to me.
Yeah, there's going to be times like this with these franchises where we go back and revisit them, and they're just not what they were.
No.
I will say, I'm surprised that in 12 years they haven't made any more of these.
I think there's one in the works right now.
They could
get on IMDb, and there's a new listing for a Final Destination.
Yeah, I could see that for sure.
So who knows when we'll get it and all that kind of stuff. But do we want to rank this turd pile?
Yeah, we can. Chance, what do you got? You got some other stuff to add?
Yeah.
I was just going to throw out some box office numbers.
Yeah, give us some. Throw it to us.
Lifetime box office gross. 66 million
for the whole franchise.
For the Final Destination.
Oh, okay.
The Final Destination.
Really?
54 million for Final Destination 3. 53 million for Final Destination. 46 million for Final Destination 2, and 42 million for Final Destination Part 5.
Part 4 was the highest grossing one.
Wow.
See, it was in that time frame.
It's 3D, man. Yeah, is that
3D.
The whole 3D
They
thing?
could charge more for the tickets and all that shit.
Yep.
That makes total sense.
And I went and saw it when it came. It was 2009. I remember. Yeah, I went and saw it. It was one of the first movies I saw in 3D, I think. But, man.
Got anything else over there for us?
Nope.
That's it?
So, what do you think about the franchise, Chance? Because was this your first time watching it?
I did not watch 4 and 5 until recently. Yeah. I watched the first 3, and I put Part 4 as number 1, and then Part 1 as number 2. But those, I think I could probably switch, and then Part 3. And then Part 5, and then Part 2 at the bottom.
You got Part 2 as your least favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
interesting.
I like
Chance
the kills.
Always going against the norm.
I like the kills, but
you and him both are against the norm.
But the story,
yeah,
and everything just didn't do it for me.
So, Hot Mike Chance, your rankings will be as follows: 4, 1, 3. 5, 2.
And 5 and 2 is kind of like 4 and 1. They could be interchangeable.
Let's be honest. There's not a lot separating any of these.
There's.
But 4 for me is a standout.
I can see that though. Because there's again we talk with 4. I like parts of 4, but that's when I felt like it started to. But I could see.
And I like the star power in 1. As far as the franchise goes,
when you got to think, I mean, a lot of people liked 4
for
like
that
you
time
because
period.
it's the highest grossing one. So I mean, it's got the most.
And like you said, it's probably the most fast paced one because other than like during kill time of these movies, it is a drag. in these.
Yeah, it's just like, let's just get to the next one.
Yeah,
I don't care about the dialogue or
the dialogue. These are written very poorly when it comes to the dialogue. I mean,
especially
it's just,
5, bro.
Yeah, you're just there to see people get mauled. You want to hear my list next?
Let's go ahead.
I would go 1, 2, 3, 5, 4.
That's not bad.
It's a shit franchise.
But isn't that crazy though? Like Chance's favorite was 4, and your least favorite was 4.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be kind of in the middle of y'all. Like mine would be 1, 3, 2, 4, 5.
Yeah.
That would be mine. But 1 just being because it's the original one, and I still really think that one's a good one. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, that's the best written one out of all of them.
And it's just what got it started. And
Yeah.
I watched it so many times because it was right when I started collecting
This
DVDs.
is a list I will actually put the first one as number 1.
Yeah. So and even Chance said that could be switched to 4 and 1. So it's like we're kind of all on the same page. I would say like my favorite kill in the franchise. What would be y'all's favorite kill in the franchise if you had to pick one? That was just like the coolest one.
It either had to be like the gymnastics kill, just because it had the setup for that one, where you think it's going to be something different, and then just
I like the glass.
The glass one's a good one. Yeah.
And
the LASIK eye surgery, the eye surgery one's brutal.
I'll tell you one that we forgot to talk about that was when dude gets sectioned off by the fucking fence that flies through.
Oh yeah, that's from the wreck. That's the aftermath from the wreck and everything. Because she was smoking a cigarette or something ignites from the car in an explosion, and then the barbed wire cuts him in 3 pieces. Yeah.
Because that was before. Because Ghost Ship wasn't out yet. Isn't that when that section, like those kind of kills, I hadn't seen that happen a lot in horror movies.
And that's a practical. That was all done other than the CGI barbed wire, of course. But the body and everything is all practical. Another one.
That was 2, right? That was part 2.
Yeah.
That was,
What was the other one? There was another one that stuck out to me.
The sign in part 1 at the end.
Yeah, that one caught you off guard because the movie ends right there, from the ending, from where it hits him. That one dude, was it in 5, where they're arguing right there in the factory, and the dude falls on the hook through the jaw and everything? That one's pretty cool.
And then he says, "Are you okay?"
No, Sherlock, I'm dead. Hanging over a freaking...
If I had to pick a favorite kill, though, this is going to be kind of... But I think my favorite one would be in the first one when the chick got hit by the train, just because,
or the truck by the bus,
or the bus, because
you didn't expect it.
Yeah, because that's when like that was not done.
Yeah.
In movies like that.
Yeah,
and
that's a good call right there.
Like,
that one was like
death is serious.
Yeah, you could see after that happened, you catch yourself waiting. Because you can see how they shoot it. The cinematography looks when something like that's fixing to happen.
Yeah.
Because it happened with the security guard in 4.
Yeah.
Remember? Same thing. Like you can see when that's about to happen. Even with Sean William Scott's kill in the first one with the piece of metal, he sets it up like, no, get the fuck away from me. Like, you're dead. You're dead. You know, like you can tell like he's fixing to get it.
Something's about to go down.
But that would be my favorite one. Would be the girl getting hit by the bus because it was like so. Holy shit! Like that happened.
Well, and then you have that one in 4 where they get out of the racetrack and everything. And that random tire comes out and just smashes the chick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
and one other thing I'll say about this franchise that is hilarious: the amount of death that happens. Right?
So much.
And it's like somebody will die, and then it just cuts to the next scene, and everybody's just walking around, just like
perfectly fine, no
so
trauma.
Guys, we got to
nothing.
get we got to get over here. It's like
we got to go save this next person.
Yep.
I mean, it's like okay, well, get them out the fucking way. We'll worry about them.
Franchise sucks,
and it's always like water and electricity, and a construction site or something like that.
Somebody not paying attention, listening to their music too loud, and fucking setting somebody on fire. But yeah, Final Destination, man.
Not a good franchise.
Again,
that's just our opinion on this.
Yeah, I'll put the playlist in the description if you want to watch the Dead Meat Kill Count reviews. Those are so fun to watch, and it's an easier way to kind of cap the movies without having to go sit through, an hour and a half 5 times.
Yeah.
But,
torture.
Hopefully y'all enjoy this episode, man. We look forward.
It's a different one. I think this is our first time we shit on some movies pretty heavily.
But still though, man, this is not a good franchise collectively. But I still really do.
It has fun moments.
Hold the first one close because it's one of those horror movies that was at the time, bro, was not being done like that.
Yeah.
There wasn't nobody doing horror movies like that.
And it'll have you watching your back.
Yeah, sure. Like right now, as we're in this room in this thunderstorm.
Yeah.
But y'all be sure to hit the like button, subscribe button.
All that good stuff. Shout out our sponsors.
Yeah, shout out Troubled Spirits. Shout out to Nixon Pro Media, Revolution One Media. And
I'll let you handle that so I don't butcher it like you usually.
Did you see that?
No, you're good, man.
Okay.
You're a pro with this.
Nixon Pro Media.
That's it.
Salute. For the venue, thank God y'all got a generator because we wouldn't have had an episode.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We've been shooting this in the dark.
Yeah, we would have been having an Are You Afraid of the Dark rendition. But stay tuned, man. We got some dope content planned for the future episodes. We're 17 episodes in, but we're just getting started with Over the Top, man. We're going to keep building it. We appreciate y'all's support, and we're going to keep building this thing for y'all. So we love doing this. So thanks again to Hot Mike Chance. Thanks to Friday the 14th, man.
Thank you, buddy. And we out this motherfucker.
Bow!